if you're anything like me, you love playing Mega Man. In theory. But then you actually play the game and it's like, come on, what the, oh, but I was, it's really freaking hard. Now, to be clear, that's not a knock on Mega Man. I know that if I put in the time and learn or improve, I'm sure I can beat these games. But the good news is, I don't have to, because there's a title that improves on what makes Mega Man great in just about every way. It's called Gravity Circuit, and you absolutely need to play it. Let me tell you why. So in Gravity Circuit, you play as a robot named Kai, and you can probably already tell that it's mostly modeled after Mega Man X. 8 other robots turned rogue, and you need to defeat them to stop the virus army from taking over. Sound familiar? And all the iconic moves are still here, sliding, dashing, wall jumps. But there's a few key differences that really make this game stand on its own. Instead of a Mega Buster shooting little pellets, Kai uses melee attacks, so you need to get up close and personal and Bruce Lee enemies into oblivion. In addition, he's equipped with a grappling hook, which lets him reach high ledges, fling around stages, hit switches, or attack from afar. Man, grappling hooks just make every game better, don't they? Once an enemy takes enough damage, they turn gray, and if you grapple them before they disappear, you can carry and throw them at other baddies for even more devastation. I truly cannot overstate how perfect the movement feels right from the second you boot up the game. One of my pet peeves in Mega Man X is that the dash button is either used with A, so you have to move your finger off of jump and shoot to use it, or requires a double tap on the D-pad, which also doesn't feel entirely fluid. In Gravity Circuit, you can constantly move quicker by holding down the left trigger, so you decide to either take it slow and methodically, or blazing fast like nothing can stop you. And you never lose that feeling of snappy responsiveness. But that's not all that Kai has at his disposal. You can equip him with burst techniques and enhancement chips. Burst techniques are special moves that consume energy to use, and they're usually abilities to help in combat, like a pile driver or a giant beam cannon, but can also create a barrier shield or heal you if you're in a pinch. You regain energy by defeating enemies, so the more you're engaging in combat, the more you can use these juiced up attacks. And you assign them to a direction on the D-pad while holding the right bumper. So you essentially create your own personalized control scheme and loadout. These are unlocked as you defeat bosses, and this more or less takes the place of the robot master weapons in Mega Man, which I personally like much better. Another problem I have with Mega Man X is that unless you know the optimal boss order, or know where all the little upgrades are hidden in stages, you're just gonna have a much harder time surviving in general. It feels like an inside joke between experienced players and the developers that I'm not a part of. In Gravity Circuit, it doesn't matter what order you play in, because all the techniques are viable and allow you to tailor the moveset to your liking. The other upgrades you can buy are enhancement chips, which are typically more passive, like gaining more energy when killing foes, attracting nearby collectibles, or giving you a double jump. But these are only available as you rescue lost robots hidden throughout the stages, and the stages are where Gravity Circuit shines brightest. Not only are there creative themes like runaway trains, digitally protected power plants, and cityscapes that bounce along to the beat of the music, but they're perfectly paced as well, with goodies hiding around every corner if you're looking for cracked walls or alternate pathways. In these, you'll find little challenge rooms that reward you with robot crewmates to rescue, or even health or energy upgrades to permanently increase your stats, which is a nice carryover from the X games. Another improvement is that spikes are not an insta-kill anymore, but instead drop you back on the closest safe platform. So while there are plenty of stage hazards to avoid, they never feel like a hassle or a cheap trick. Similarly, checkpoints are plentiful in Gravity Circuit, and you can pay to refill your health and energy at each one. There's quite a few quality of life boosts like this to keep the flow state going. Then of course there's the bosses, which are super creative and require more than just mashing attack to come out on top. If you strike too much at once, they'll go invincible for a short period, so you need to be on defense just as much as offense. And once they reach half of their health, they'll do a super move to test your dodging skills. Again, unlike Mega Man, I don't feel like I need to crack the code of how to stand a chance at these guys. It just takes some good old-fashioned brain power and learning their patterns to take them down. And I want to be clear, that's basically true of Mega Man as well, I just am so unbelievably bad at them. It never felt fluid to me, where here I feel right at home every battle. Just silky smooth movement. Did I say that already? You see, Gravity Circuit isn't afraid to wear its influence on its sleeve because it elevates the genre to even better heights. It has incredible pixel art, a kickin' soundtrack, and near infinite replayability because of how easily you can switch up your moveset. The only downside I have with the game is that it's pretty short. I beat it in roughly 3 to 4 hours, but there's a ton of modes that unlock after you roll credits, including New Game Plus, where you get to keep all your upgrades and fly through stages even quicker, Circuit Mode, which swaps all energy drops for health so you have limited use of your special moves, and a dedicated speedrun mode, which, if I'm being honest, was at the front of my mind as I played. It truly feels like a perfect speed game. If there's any title that I feel was underappreciated most over the last year, it's this one. So please give it a go if any of this looks up your alley. And hey, since it's so short, if you're looking for other games once you finish Gravity Circuit, try out Panzer Paladin and Cyber Shadow too. They're in similar veins that I highly recommend as well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to keep pretending I'm good at Mega Man and never look back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay frosty, my friends.